Okay. I'm gonna try to force him into a defensive maneuver. As for this guy down here, I really don't know what I'm gonna do against him. I don't think he has sky lanterns, so this army over here should be able to face him, but... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here, in between the turns, something unexpected happens. We get attacked by both of Zhao Ming's armies. Now, these are each 20 stacks. This is right outside of the Undead's capital, and while the auto-resolve says it's a Pyrrhic victory, I felt like fighting it myself because, quite frankly, I didn't see it. I thought this was going to be a loss. I also thought that they weren't going to fight us. So in the first attempts, I'll go ahead and just tell you my strategy while we play these through on high speed. So the first attempt, I thought, okay, I'll deploy most of my army off to the side, and I'll try to engage him with about 70% of my army, while the rest splits off to try and pin his reinforcements to the wall. Maybe that way I can beat his main army in an outright fight, and then hold off his side army until I can, fight them again later. What ends up happening is he just cuts me off and his reinforcements get here before I can cross the map, and we end up losing pretty decisively. In attempt number 2, I think, okay, if I can't stop his reinforcements from getting here, then maybe I can let him exhaust his army. Maybe, since he has so many melee units, maybe it's best if I let him group his melee guys. I'll just make him walk across the map, expend his vigor, and then we'll fight over here. I'll hide my spellcaster in the trees, and with any luck, we'll get some good hits off. Now, I decided that I was going to fight this fight manually, try to figure out a way to beat it, and if I couldn't, I was going to take the auto-resolve. And the reason for this is I was kind of going out of my way. I was bribing the Western provinces every turn. My relationship with him was at plus 100 when he decided to declare war on me, and it kind of feels like as a player, I went through, a lot of trouble to ensure that he wasn't going to be my opponent, and then just because my main army was vulnerable, he decided he hated me. Not the sort of thing that it doesn't make sense for the AI to just disobey all of the negotiation and diplomacy rules. It would make sense if he was like a goblin faction or, something that wasn't supposed to be highly reliable. Yeah, it just kind of felt like I was being cheesed by the AI when he said, hey, I know that we're good buddies, but I know you keep paying me every turn. I know we have a non-aggression pact, but I'm going to go ahead and declare war on you. So if we can't beat it, we will end up taking the auto-resolve. Now, this second fight, we end up in a pretty solid melee line, but he's just pouring damage down on us. And in particular, the biggest problem that we have this time around is that our leadership breaks. We don't have the leadership auras to keep everything solid and going. And then about the time our Nakai wanders a bit too far forward, or we end up routing on a whole bunch of our Kroxigors. And then from there, the fight is basically lost. All right, so after the first 2 defeats, we end up, I have one more strategy. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, the auto-resolve seems to think I'm going to be able to win this fight. My line of thinking is, surely there is a way to victory. So what I do this time is I noticed, okay, waiting for him to walk all the way across the map, that seemed to work out pretty well. So what we'll do this time is keep the whole army together. Now, this goes against all of my Total War instincts. First off, building nothing but Kroxigors, that already feels like it should have been a mistake, but, and maybe it is. I mean, I am losing this fight. Granted, it's against 2 full armies, but still. Grouping all of my units when I know that my opponent has more ranged firepower than I do. He also has artillery. He also probably has spells because his legendary lord is here. That just flies in the face of what should be a good strategy. But my thinking was, last time I would have done a lot better if my guys didn't rout. And one of the best ways to stop them from routing is to make sure that they have the flanks secure buff. Also to make sure that they are in aura leadership radius. So that means keeping all of my units close to Nakai. And that also means making sure that there's friendly units backing them up. That'll give them the flank secure buff, and it'll give them Nakai's leadership buff. So what we end up doing this time around is a bit of a death ball strat. The idea is to rush down the lords, to break the leadership on the enemy army, and then to keep my guys grouped together so that they don't rout, and to simply inflict as much casualty on all of the melee forces as we can. This, and turns out, if you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons, and I know that this might be an obscure reference, but grouping for Dragon's Breath is a pretty terrible idea. And that's basically what happens here. His artillery is anti-infantry, and by that I mean it's explosive and deals area damage. His main lord has a Dragon Breath spell that he casts repeatedly on all of my Kroxigors, and the rest of his ranged units just kind of group up and continuously pour fire down here. We do end up lasting for quite a long time, and leadership is not our primary problem this time around. Rather, this time it just feels like terrible strategy, but I figured the AI managed to win it somehow, so maybe this was how it was supposed to do it. We don't come close to killing the lords, and this strategy is pretty bad, but I will say, using Nakai's ability to send my entire army into a rampage was highly effective at keeping everything in a melee fight. So, all in all, this honestly wasn't the worst attempt. I ended up taking this on 2 more times, so I ended up fighting this fight 5 times in total, and I never actually won. I do kind of feel bad about taking the auto-resolve victory, but if you'll allow me a moment to explain why I think that it is fair to, first off, when a player is given an auto-resolve button and it says you'll win, it's fair to click it. I do believe that. Thing number 2, I have been bribing the Western provinces pretty much every turn because I wanted to avoid a conflict with them. I also declared war on the Tree faction that's right next to me just to improve relations with them. And I've been fighting primarily Dark Elves, Vampire Coasts, and straight up normal vampires. And the first faction you fight is also a Chaos Warrior faction. So I've been fighting only his enemies, and I've been bribing him every turn. Part of the reason I think it's fair to accept the outcome of the auto-resolve is because I feel like as a player, all right, let's say you're celebrating, this is going to be a long-winded analogy, but that's fine. Let's say you're about to celebrate your birthday, okay, and you don't have any friends and nobody cares, so you have to plan the whole thing yourself, all right? So you go to the bakery and you order a cake, and you're like, yeah, I want a vanilla cake, and I want some chocolate frosting on it. I want a middle layer of chocolate. It's going to be great because that's the type of cake that you're into. All right, just say that that's your favorite type of cake in this analogy, all right? Go, you plan the rest of the party. You go back to pick up your cake, and the guy hands you a fucking pineapple upside down cake. And you're like, dude, I paid you. This is not what I paid you for. This is not what I asked for. You know, this is supposed to work where, like, I ask you for like the vanilla cake with the chocolate frosting and you give me that. Why is there pineapple cake here? And, you know, pineapple, don't get me wrong, you know, pretty good. You know, like grill it with some cinnamon. Delicious. Pineapple juice, top tier. Okay, pineapple on pizza, it's weird, but I've had it and it's not bad. But like, this was supposed to be a vanilla and chocolate cake and now there's pineapple on it. This isn't what I asked for, right? So in game, I was going out of my way every turn to bribe this guy. I was positive like 115 with him. So really far in the green, and he declares war out of the blue because I'm on very hard difficulty, right? So in the analogy, you go to the bakery and he says, well, the reason I gave you a pineapple cake is because you selected hard difficulty for real life. I feel like it's fair to auto-resolve that, okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, feel free to comment below about what you think of pineapple on pizza, if you would be upset if they gave you the wrong cake, and whether or not you think it was in good spirits to take the auto-resolve there. I am genuinely interested to see what people think, because I do intend to do more of these. So if people are like, oh my god, I can't believe... then sure, you know what? I'll keep that in mind for the next one that we do. Anyway. Oh wait, is there a building I can make to reduce it? Feral Bastillodon. -2 turns for Feral Bastillodon. And I can make it now. Okay, we're gonna pick up this research so that next turn we can move forward and recruit them. I guess it's not research, it's yes! Okay, we can get this too. That's really good. And then Nakai the Wanderer has a level up, which 3 levels. That's really good. We're just gonna go with these 2 and yes please. Oh, yes please. Everything about all. Why is there Why is this right here? Of all the places it could have been, why is it right there? This guy has 3 armies over here. And that's really not worthwhile for him because his main territory is over here. So with any luck, he'll be moving his armies, or at least 2 of them, back. And then if he's gonna leave, if he leaves just 1 behind, I can siege it and fight it with this force, and that we should be able to win there. And if he sends the other 2 back, I should be able to intercept with Kai. Otherwise, I'm going to take this city from Western provinces after killing this Bray herd. Okay. Oh, there we go. We got some money coming in. Let's see, next turn we'll be fully healed, and we'll have the option of going after the city, the horde, or maybe we go after Croak next turn. Not sure if that's a good idea or a terrible one, but something's got to give. And should be able to recruit these guys in one turn now. And I spent all my money on upgrades. That's alright. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm sure everything will be fine. Collapse their fell tunnels. Keep the way open. We definitely don't need the damage. Although I don't have buildings. Collapse their tunnels. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and attack Zhengxi. There we go. Oh, we get the next one. 5% ward safe. Yes! Yes. Okay, does we have that now? We do. Is it rampaging time? I think it's rampaging time. I think the fact that Zhao Ming messed up makes it rampaging time. Go over here. I'm gonna recruit another Bastiladon. And let's... I forgot about you. You beautiful. Actually, what's actually different? Scaly skin versus aquatic. What does scaly skin do? Missile resistance 15% versus 0? Okay, okay. Same armor, higher leadership. Their melee attack poisons. They have a lot higher melee defense. Their missiles do more damage and poison. Cool. Alright, well, initially we were planning to kill vampires, but I guess now we have new plans. We're just gonna... I guess we're fighting Zhao Ming now. Because he wanted to. Oh! Or do we go for Lord Croak? Okay, next turn we'll be able to launch a siege of Li Temple. Still haven't seen his other armies, so I don't know. Alright, we're gonna save because quest battles are not always perfectly reliable. And then we're gonna try to go for Lord Croak. I know legendary heroes are super strong. I want my legendary hero. But I've had other ones. I had a Wargrove of Woe campaign recently where the quest battle bugged out and just kind of crashed. Alright guys, Editors of Cargo popping in here at the end of the video. So I know it's a bit of a tease and you probably want to see this. Don't worry, the quest battle will be out shortly. It'll be out soon after this. I just want the quest battles themselves to be their own standalone videos. This next one is a pretty long fight, and Lord Croak is a very special boy indeed. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more, likes, comments, shares, so on and so forth. Let me know what you think about pineapple on cake and pizza, and also auto-resolving that fight in the comments. For now, I've been Scargo, and this has been fun. I'll see you next time, very soon, with the quest battle for Lord Croak. Bye!